Every night, when the last customer left, she stayed behind, scrubbing floors, scrubbing pots, scrubbing away her doubts. But between the grease and grime, she found a spark, a dream to cook, to serve, to create. One day, she made her first dish, not for a customer, but for herself, to taste her own courage. One day, she made her first dish, not for a customer, but for herself, to taste her own courage. And then, the chance came. The owner was retiring, and he chose her to take over. From mopping floors to owning the place, she didn't just change her life, she became proof that dreams are built, one small step at a time. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. The first letter came on a rainy Tuesday. It wasn't just paper, it was a punch in the gut. One letter became 10, then 20, until the rejections outnumbered her hope. That night, she stood at the mirror and made a decision. If the world said no, she'd keep writing until it had no choice but to say yes. While others slept, she wrote. Every night, every weekend, word by word, chapter by chapter. Until one day, the answer came. A single yes that made every no worth it. Her book didn't just sell it, inspired thousands, and it all began with a pile of rejection letters. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. May was born in a small village where dreams were often left in the fields with the harvest. But one day, a discarded computer changed everything, opening a window to a world beyond the mountains. She arrived in the city with nothing but a backpack, a borrowed room, and an unshakable will to learn. Every night, she wrote code until her eyes blurred, building skills line by line, dream by dream. Her app didn't just succeed, it transformed her from a village girl into the CEO of a global tech firm. And she never forgot her roots because the seeds of her success were planted long before the world noticed her. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. In the shadows of an orphanage kitchen, she found her first love, cooking. She watched in silence, absorbing every movement, every smell, every sound. Her first dish wasn't perfect, but it was hers, and it lit a fire in her soul. Every no was a test to see if she would quit. She turned every failure into fuel, and the world finally took notice. From washing dishes to wearing the crown, she proved that dreams are served best with perseverance. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. They say your life can change in a split second. For me, it was a rainy night, and a driver who didn't see me crossing the street. The doctors said I might never walk again. The words crushed me, but deep down, I refused to believe them. That first step was painful, slow, and far from graceful, but it was the start of something bigger. Every day, I pushed a little further. The pain never left, but neither did my dream. The marathon wasn't just a race, it was a promise to myself that I could finish what I started. When I crossed that line, it wasn't about speed, it was about proving that limits are only in the mind. Why don't you do? Subscribe now for more powerful stories. When the world turned its back on her, she had no roof, only the sky above and the ground beneath. She found warmth, not in blankets, but in the pages of books that opened doors to new worlds. Every dollar earned was a step toward a dream she refused to abandon. The girl who once slept under the stars now had a place among the brightest minds on earth. She didn't just walk onto campus, she carried every hardship, every sleepless night, and every ounce of determination with her. Her story proves that where you start never determines where you can go. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. I remember the night I hit rock bottom. No bed, no home, just the sound of rain, and my own thoughts. That morning, I decided either I give up, or I take the first step to change everything. I worked, I learned, I failed, and I tried again. Every day was a battle, but I refused to quit. One person believed in me, and that was enough to start believing in myself. Now, I help others find the shelter and hope I once needed so badly. If you feel like you've lost everything, remember, it's never too late to rebuild. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. While others walked the runway, she worked in the shadows, sowing dreams that were never her own. But deep inside, she carried a vision, a design the world had yet to see. Her first creations found their way to strangers, and their joy fueled her fire. The road to dreams is never straight, and her stitches began to unravel. But she refused to let go of the thread that tied her to her dream. From the shadows to the spotlight, her name now stitched into the fabric of fashion history. Subscribe now for more powerful stories. When everyone saw this place, they saw waste, but he saw a dream waiting to grow. It wasn't easy. The land was dry, the work endless, but every great change starts with the first step. He planted more than crops. He planted hope, one seed at a time. Nature tested his resolve, but he stood firm, protecting what he had built. Years later, the abandoned land became an eco-paradise, feeding families, teaching children, and healing the earth. He proved that when you care for the earth, it will care for you and for generations to come. Subscribe now for more powerful stories.
I thought the world had forgotten me. Nights were the hardest, just me, my teddy, and the sound of the wind. One teacher saw something in me, a spark I didn't know existed. She gave me books, and with them, a future. I worked harder than anyone else, not because I was smarter, but because I had no other choice. I wanted to be for them what my teacher was for me, proof that someone believes in them. That night, I realized this was never just my victory. It belonged to every child who dared to dream. I started where I once felt lost, giving them hope, just like someone once gave me.
Subscribe now for more powerful stories.